I really wish I could remember the story of what happened. Y'all bullshitting.
All I remember is that you were telling me a story about someone calling in, and I'm assuming that they wanted something for free or they had some complaint, and then you were explaining like what you could and couldn't do, and he claimed that you were bullshitting. Like you, as representing the company, being y'all, were bullshitting. It's in my PS3.
No. Can't do that.
Well, looks like you can.
I don't like... Wait, you can play PS1 games with PS3?
Yeah, they don't advertise it though. I don't know why. Like on the box it doesn't... All of them have been backwards compatible with PS1 games.
But not PS2 games.
No, that's whenever they drew the line. I'm pretty sure it's because they want you to repurchase all your PS1 games on the PSN store. Pricks.
I made it to where you make it to the casino thing.
Gold saucer?
Yeah.
You just get there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, boy. My second all just leveled up. How's it going, Chieftain?
Alright. I'm trying to figure out where you are.
Yeah, you gotta figure out. Come on, buddy. You can do it.
How come you don't have a bear with you?
Stevie doesn't need leveling right now.
Yes, you does.
How come you don't have? What kind of question is that?
Oh my god.
So you actually still do have an original PlayStation?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I have a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, Wii.
You have a Saturn?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't remember. Have you always had it?
No, I just bought it.
Okay.
Some guy was, well, I bought two things off Craigslist. One guy was like, I have some Nintendo stuff, you want to come by? And he had like a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo still in the box. He's like, just give me like 40. I'm like, alright.
I'm surprised you're still alive. Just come by. Okay. So
What's the worst that could happen?
There isn't a Saturn in the box, right? So there was a Saturn in there and he didn't know it? Is that what
the one guy sold me a Super Nintendo and a regular Nintendo, and the other guy sold me a Nintendo 64 and a bunch of Sega stuff for like 50. But no, I gave that guy 100 because it came with a Wii, Nintendo 64, Sega, the Sega Genesis, Sega CD, and Sega Saturn. Like a shit ton of games.
Yeah. What the hell?
Also had the gold Zelda Wiimote.
Oh, really?
Which I was like, oh, this is alright. I was like using it to play games, and I went on eBay and found it's like worth like between $60 and $80 because they don't really make them. It only came with one Zelda game.
Yeah, it only came with Twilight Princess, I believe.
Which it came with the game. I sold that on eBay for like $60.
What?
Yeah. It was the GameCube version, which I guess is like...
Rare?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And it didn't even have the case, it was just the disc.
What the fuck? Wow, that guy really just screwed himself. He doesn't know how he knows how to use the internet to go on Craigslist and post about shit, but he does not know how to actually appraise his own goods.
I guess
before he sets a price. He's like, yeah, I just need $60 for like a bottle of Crown Royal. That'll last me the rest of my
Well,
life.
I probably wouldn't have went if I had heard the story my friend told me just recently about his friend's dad, like, went to a job interview and then got shot in the head. Did you hear about the Ohio Craigslist killer?
You're bullshitting. Oh wait, from like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That was you knew someone.
Yeah.
Whose dad?
My friend, his friend's dad went to that.
It's two removed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, wait, he just went to a job that was on Craigslist and some guy shot him in the head for no reason? He's like, yeah. It's like, well, I don't know if I want to buy anything from Craigslist anymore. I know, it's just a nice environment where people all like each other.
Well, do you know what kind of job it was? I hope it was something like...
It was like a farmhand, I think.
Oh, okay. That should not be trusted. It's like, yeah, Craigslist, ditch digger.
40,000 a year.
Oh, man.
$6,000 signing bonus. If you show up between 4 and 6 with no one with you.
Oh, man. That's no good. Yeah, I really would not
You can't
do
make
it.
fun of people who were murdered, man. What's wrong with you?
You brought it up. I think you were laughing.
No. You're mistaking these laughs for me trying to hold in my tears.
Yeah, it's the... I don't know what it is. You're insane. Can I offer a concession? Could you remove your shoes?
What?
I know there are cats in here. You're a man.
Yeah, clean. Look at that.
I don't care.
Fine.
Like, look at that. Well, I don't see any
someone
dog
could just-
feces.
At any
but-
moment, someone could just kick in your door and assume he's going to see Nikes. That's going to be the first thing he grabs. Trust me. I know these people around here.
Oh, man. You fake city boys. Is he out?
Who?
The Geckman.
No, I don't see him.
Don't see him.
Where is he? Make him come out. Oh, I see him.
What's he doing?
He's looking at me. He has bug eyes.
Yeah, he does. No eyelids.
What's your Wi-Fi password?
I'll type it in so I don't have to edit it out.
You didn't tell me you were recording all this nonsense.
Yeah, I was trying to... Well, you knew what was going to happen.
Why does it say guest?
The router automatically sets up a guest one. I'm not sure why. I guess it's so you can put in a different password. So, like, if you have someone shady over, like yourself, you can give them the guest password and they won't have your real one. Though I don't know what... How do you get this to switch to letters?
Let's see. I don't know.
There better not be an Apple.
No.
Did I just touch an Apple product?
No.
Asus, good call.
Windows.
What do you do with this tablet? Besides make other people key in fucking web codes.
Play games. Look up fucking people being complete fucking assholes on Facebook. I'm almost done with that fucking website.
It's about time. Who's an asshole? And
Everyone. Fucking kids these days.
why do you have people on there that are assholes?
I
Are the
barely.
people-
I have like 50 friends now. I
Were
like
these people
removed like
before-
half my family and half of the friends I had on there because
Are the people you knew in real life?
yeah, can't stand them. Can't
That's
stand
the
them.
problem.
Can't stand them in real life, and I definitely can't stand them on Facebook.
That's the problem with Facebook. It wants you to basically aggregate all the people you've ever met into a number. If that number is high, it makes you supposedly feel good, but what it doesn't tell you is that, yeah, those people, you probably don't really even like them in real life. So you
Whoa.
probably shouldn't use them as a number. Don't worry, she's just afraid of your hair.
Afraid of my hair.
Yeah. You
You have the same hair as me.
Yours is better, so she's a little nervous.
I don't like cats.
Not at all?
No. They stink. And they make my eyes itch.
So you're allergic to them?
They serve no purpose.
You have tons of animals that serve no purpose, or at least you used to.
Don't make this about me.
You made it about you and you
Look at
insulted
this
my
cat.
cats.
Why are these ones locked up?
They don't get along with Alice, it's weird. Pete's very afraid of her, so he lashes out, and then Calvin isn't fixed, so he goes into kind of...
He tries to hump the other ones.
I don't really know, we don't keep... What the fuck? We don't keep them around each other long enough to figure out, because Alice is really gentle.
Who's Alice?
The one that keeps running away from you. The one that's out.
Well, how come the lizard's light isn't on?
He's a heating tablet. Fucking tablets.
They're awesome.
Okay. Well, the second thing you listed that you use it for is to play games on Facebook?
No, play games and...
Oh, okay. But what kind of games? Touchscreen games are for idiots.
What?
Not including you. What kind of games?
Microsoft games, like Xbox.
Xbox games using a
Plus, I
touchscreen?
use it for the Xbox Smart Glass.
Oh, with the connectivity with the...
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It's something I want to ask you about. How's that Xbox One treating you?
I like it.
Have you,
I just played the new Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you got
to play... Or the demo for Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I played it too. It took, the game took 5 minutes to install, and the game was, 2 hours long at the most.
I probably got close to 10 hours out of it.
Oh, you're actually going back through and doing all the missions that they try to use to pad the game time?
Yeah, I got an S rank on all of them.
Yeah, that's all bullshit.
It's fun, though, playing different ways. And finding all the different, hidden things.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of cool shit. That's what I was going to ask you. Have you gotten to play a game that isn't already available to last-generation gamers? I know there's one Xbox One game that's exclusive to non-360, but I can't remember. I think there is.
Rise?
Rise, and that's it. And then for PlayStation, it's Infamous Second Son. And that's it. We're almost 10 months in here, and there's one game that's exclusive.
I don't mind.
I mean, you already bought the system, so the buyer's remorse, I'm sure, is already worn off. Not really, because eventually you're going to be able to play. I'm being an asshole on purpose. Eventually you're going to get to play fucking next-generation games, but...
It's like how it has, the Twitch and stuff built in. So you just, stream without having,
yeah.
Which is the PS4 also has, which is nice.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's the problem that Paul and I kind of have, is that his laptop is too crummy to, it might just need cleaned, but it starts to, he says, whenever he can stream, but if he's recording while he's streaming, it gets a little laggy and shit. So we can't actually record video. And then my laptop would probably be able to handle it, but it's running Linux, and it won't, I have to find, some kind of streaming equivalent. Some kind of software that'll use his capture card, which may or may not exist. Come on, you should know this, enemy. Capperwire? Come on, where am I?
I don't remember names.
Grand Spark? You don't remember the Grand Spark? This thing's killer for leveling up your limit.
Nope.
You fool.
The last time I seriously played this game was when it first came out.
Oh, yeah, actually I haven't touched it since then?
Not, I played it, halfway through a few years ago, and then I made it to where you just said, recently, and I stopped. And then couldn't stay into it, I don't know why.
It's all about the graphics.
So you don't go on Facebook to socialize?
No. Good God, no. I do every now and then talk to someone that I haven't seen for a while, but usually it's to go in there and send something to Paul or... Well, Paul's really the only one, because he's the only person I know that uses Facebook that I talk to a lot.
Do you happen to catch any of this stupid shit people post on here?
I will log on once every couple weeks, and I'll scroll down my feed just to see if something pisses me off, and as soon as something does, I'll find one more thing that maybe pisses me off, and that might make me laugh, and then I'll be done and just do whatever I came on there to do. So is there something specific? The last thing I heard was from a couple weeks ago, where I was hanging out with this dude, and his friend says, they're raising the drinking age to 24. I was like, what, federally? He's like, yeah. It's like, well, that's weird. How can they just do that? And I go home and look it up. It's like, yeah, it's been proven to be a scam. Someone basically went on Twitter using one of those websites where you can make your own fake headlines.
Yeah.
Instead of people clicking on it where you get to realize it's a joke, people just shared the link.
Do you know how many times I've seen people share Onion articles?
Yeah,
Can you believe this shit?
It's the same thing, yeah.
People don't do any, looking into it. They read the headline, post it on Facebook, and then act outraged.
Yep, that's the problem.
Here's what James posted. I have been considering cleaning up my friends list. If you can't pass this, you're gone. You're spelled wrong.
Wait, no, is this like an automated, like you pull this from another site that says this?
I think it was like a copy and paste thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But anyone, if you're gonna make a copy and paste thing, please stop, proofread it. It's gonna be copy and pasted. Spell your right. Plain and simple. Everyone weigh in. Pay very close attention to these instructions. I would like my Facebook friends to comment on this status, sharing how we met. But I want you to lie. That's right. Just make it up. After you comment, copy this to your status so I can do the same. I bet half of you won't read this instruction right. James is a grown-ass man with a job. So
he's basically trying to... First of all, what it is, it's one of those clickbait things that Facebook uses to get more hits on their site and more likes and all that shit that makes them generate more ad revenue. But so basically what he thinks it is something to actually test and see whether people read his...
But it's not even like a clickable thing. It's just something he saw that someone posted. He copied it and then just pasted it.
Right, and then you comment under it. But what is he trying to prove? That you don't read his posts?
I guess.
Correctly?
Maybe he thinks it's funny.
I don't know, man.
Well, I was the first person to comment. I just said I read it, but I ain't doing it.
Did you say anything
And then
back?
Dwayne said, I'm with Ryan on this one. He called me an asshole.
Did you say Dwayne moved somewhere down south?
Yeah.
I swear I was coming out of Walmart 2-3 weeks ago, and some guy looks at me, and I look at him, and I think we both thought the other was familiar, and we're like, hey. And I went past the second door, I'm pretty sure it was Dwayne.
He comes back.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it was him.
Maybe.
But I didn't realize the whole
Pretty sure it's him?
Yeah. Pretty damn sure it was.
Racist.
I would be the opposite of racist. I wouldn't be sure if it was him if everyone looked the same. I'd be like, oh, why is that guy nodding at me?
Fair enough. It's just shit like this, man. It's like I can spend 5 minutes scrolling through this and I see normal people posting this shit and I'm just like, I thought you were smarter than that.
This is what goes on in their minds.
Look, let me count how many posts down this is. 1, 2, 3. 3 posts down. Here's Dan. And he shared an image.
How do you pronounce his... don't give his last name, but I don't know how to... I pronounce it all weird in my head.
Alright, here's the image. Yeah. It has text on it. It says, in America, we have to press 1 to speak English. That's the first line.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, after the first line, I'm pretty sure this image was created by someone who is mildly racist.
Okay.
This is a cultured country. Can we not get past the fact that some people don't speak English as well as another language?
Yeah, that's still a thing.
It's like, this fucking country was founded on people who are immigrants. Why are people, still making a big deal out of immigration?
Yeah, get out of here, the whole get out of here if you don't speak the language or something like that, or it's... Yeah, I know tons of people whose first language is English and they don't know how to speak it, let alone write it. Unbelievable.
In America, the homeless go without eating. In America, the elderly go without needed medicines. In America, the mentally ill go without treatment. In America, our troops go out without proper equipment. How is that true? Don't we spend billions, if not trillions, on military?
Yeah.
In America, our vets go without promised benefits. Yet we donate billions to other countries before helping our own. Have the guts to repost this? 1% will, 99% won't have the nerve.
This is like leftovers from Occupy Wall Street or something?
I have no idea why. I don't get this at all. People post this and they're like, I did something today.
It's what happens if all the normal people in your everyday life, if they actually spoke the thoughts that are in their head all the time, they get to do that on Facebook. But not only that, they don't even get to use their own words to speak them. They just find shit while just surfing the internet. They go, hey, that sums me up, and they link to that. Which is it's not like he wrote that, right? It's not like he had original thoughts. He just saw something that's like, yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna repost it.
Do people think they're making a difference in the world when they share something on Facebook?
I don't even think they do. But then again, I don't even know what the answer is if that's not the case. I mean, I think it's just people don't want to feel lonely. But that's weird. Like, both of those people that you mentioned, they both... Well, I don't know about James. I thought he had, like, a girlfriend or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they'll have people they can, like, actually talk to. Like, they don't need to talk to people that don't actually care about their opinions on the internet and with general copy-pasted opinions.
And speaking of these people having lives outside of here, you touched on this when I seen you in Walmart about what's up with the people posting pictures of themselves like constantly.
What the fuck?
Like, we get it. We know what you look like, alright? If you're not doing something special, at least like if you're gonna take a picture of like yourself, make it like something that I can't just fucking go and do like 5 seconds later.
I guess.
Like, if you're taking a selfie, you better be on fucking top of, like, Mount Everest or something.
Yeah, like, I went on vacation, here's vacation photos, I guess. But, I mean, can't, like...
I'm at Walmart. Selfie.
I know, like, all the onions are rotten, selfie. That's the onion bins. Like, give me a fucking break.
It's like, it's a non-stop barrage of fucking people's ugly fucking faces on Facebook. I get it, it's called Facebook, but I don't want to see your face all the time.
I guess so. That's why I don't use it. Like, complaining about it's one thing, but that's what it's there for. It's to allow people to just go wild with their egos without feeling self-conscious about it, because no one's directly there, like, looking at them with dull eyes when they say, hey, look at this picture I took.
Well, I've been on, like, a crusade recently to put these people in line. People have been calling me an asshole a lot, but I don't...
Were a lot of people that are no longer on your page, people that drop you?
I don't know. I think... if someone removes you, you don't know right away, so I can't...
Okay.
I can't openly say if they deleted me, but... there is another one I want to talk about to find it on.
Their whole thing is pretty obfuscated whenever it comes to knowing what the fuck is going on with information in feeds.
People share this shit all the time. Like, can you believe what these people in another country are doing to animals? Share this post to spread awareness.
Okay, you first have to spread it to someone who can do something about it, not like the people that work with you at McDonald's. Not your shift manager at fucking Burger King.
But you fucking care so much, you fucking go over there and do something about it.
Join Greenpeace.
Yeah, fucking see you later.
I mean, don't join Greenpeace. I think they fund terrorist organizations.
Maybe that's what these people need.
They
need some structure in their life.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think my attitude is that it's generally a lack of actual, they don't really have outlets in their life. It's a combination, sure. Like, everybody needs some kind of artistic outlet, and this is the easy version of that.
Pretty much all I have left on my Facebook is, like, TV shows and, like, musicians that, like, I care to know stuff about.
Do you have any actual exchanges with you calling someone out?
That's what I'm trying to get at. I
That's
can't
what I
find
thought.
it right now.
It's like it's so hard to find. I don't know how it aggregates what you see on top, because I'll literally see something when I used to log in. Mainly, I used to log in a lot to make fun of my friend Sid. I would make fun of how he uses it in that way.
Yeah.
He'd post a lot of political stuff that no one in his group of, like, the monkey sphere of his Facebook cares about. Like, his own girlfriend doesn't care about this political shit. But he's posting it, so I would go on there and say, I would just kind of poke at him with a stick about it. But then he dropped Facebook altogether one day. He was just gone. I was like, why did he block me? Because I irritated too much? He's like, no, I just quit it. I'm like, finally you learned. So there's no reason for me to get it on there anymore, because he's the fun that I had while I was on there. But I would see feeds from him that were from like a week ago on top of mine, but something like really recent wouldn't be there, and I wouldn't understand what causes it. Like, is it because it's the most popular thing from everything that I've listed? Because that's just stupid. Because then it makes it more difficult for me to find something specific.
I don't know how that works either.
Yeah. It's part of what makes the whole fucking thing useless. Oh shit, whenever you're sleeping in, everybody gets sleepy. Or gets rested up.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I forgot.
Come on, man. You're the pro.
I know. What am I doing? Wasn't it? Well, there's just so many different RPGs that I played with.
There seems to be a lot of people on here that post vague comments, like, about other people, like, being super passive.
Oh, I know people that do that, and
So
one specific person that says, you have a thing like, I can't stand it when someone does this or that, and you can tell they're talking about a specific person.
Yeah.
And it just makes everybody that is friends with them that is like that go, are they talking about me? Are they talking about me? And then they type comments and say, it's like, what did I do to upset you? And then the person who originally put the original poster's response is, no, I'm not talking about you, don't worry. You. It's like, well, come on, just be specific then, if you don't want people thinking that it's about them.
Yeah, fucking spit it out.
How about in real person, or in person?
No, they're scared.
If you have a problem with someone, fucking, god damn it.
Alright, I think I'm getting to it. This fucking thing. This thing might as well be a stone fucking tablet. Carving in the words myself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why isn't there some kind of thing that lets you save specific posts? Or maybe you can have, you can't even look at things that you have written, like, you comment. Like, I've written some things to Sid that I thought were really funny, and, like, months later, I'd be like, oh, what was that one thing that I said to him? And I don't know how to find it. If I go to my wall, I put it on his post, it won't be on my wall, even if he responded to it. So I have to go to his wall, and it won't even show up there. So I'm like, where the fuck? It's just lost in the ether. Like, where's this really fucking funny thing that I said? I don't know, man.
Here's a post that this girl, she posts, it just says, and she's, like, mildly attractive, and she has, like, a lot of friends because of that.
Yeah, right. Like,
so
people, she adds everyone, even if she just met them.
Yeah.
Or she adds friends of friends and shit.
She always posts, like, vague things and gets, like, a shit ton of comments. So she always posts, this is the one, she says, when do I just give up?
Yeah. Like,
why is that?
You notice when I was trying to bring up an example, I'm stumbling and bumbling over here? Because I can't think, I just don't think like that. But yeah, that's a great example. Like I just can't take it anymore.
There's like a fuck ton of comments of people, like,
how many?
Trying to boister her spirits.
Literally how many comments?
Well, it's just like...
Does it have a number? It always says a number, right, whenever it's like, next 20 comments, or I'm confusing it with YouTube, aren't I?
Hey, there's 12 total, but some of them are like paragraphs.
Give me some.
Alright, here we go. When you get into a tight place and everything goes against you, till it seems as tough you could not hang on 1 minute longer, never give up then. For that is just the place and time that the tide will turn.
I was gonna say, like, whenever you started, that was copy and pasted from, like, some famous quote until it started to get all garbled and the grammar was ass backwards.
Do I need to start reading the religious ones?
Yes.
As my pastor said today, sometimes God lets you get in tough places and things go to a crazy place so you can get through that time and leave a legacy that you and your children can look back on and say how amazing it... Alright, this is like the longest fucking sentence I've ever read. Periods, woman. So you can get through that time and leave a legacy that you and your children can look back on and say how amazing it was that you came through that. Figure. ... If someone went through no bad times, what would that teach them? The strength to press on when adversity does arise? Press on and leave a legacy of perseverance for your children to see that their mother had in her days of raising them. What?
So God is a loving tyrant.
Pretty much.
Thanks a lot, God.
If you don't follow his rules, he send you to a place of burning fiery brimstone.
Hey, there's a lake there. It might be of fire.
What's cooler, like the fiery brimstone or the lake of fire? Do you go into the lake of fire to cool off because the brimstone is really hot, or
I don't know
or is it like a hot tub?
I don't know the temperature brimstone burns at.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you go into the lake to cool off after you get browbeaten by brimstone.
This person shares like a fuck ton of like these stupid videos.
This is the same person?
Yeah.
And they're on your they're on your page?
It always comes up.
Mm-hmm. This is gonna be a permanent segment here on
Trying to find
all bullshit.
trying to find the one where I like mildly went off on her.
Okay, this is one of the people that he struck out against.
I got stories on stories about this fucking chick.
Sounds
She
good.
used to work with me and one of my friends, and
recently,
he
or?
liked her, and she keeps telling him like we're gonna be together, but she has like a husband.
Well, that's a nice, like, that, doesn't that just make it more hot?
Sure.
I'm not sure for who, but I guess for her.
Oh man, did she delete the post? She might have deleted it.
Yeah, that's the problem with that thing, is you can't find out until after you've searched for 10 minutes that it's been deleted and you've wasted your time.
Yeah, she must have deleted it, because I would have seen it by now, I think.
Can you
But she also always going to the gym.
Okay. Well,
Gym selfie. She had a picture that said gym selfie with a picture of her in the mirror. Is that why she's going to the gym, just so she could brag about it? Like, if you're gonna go to better your health, then just fucking do it. You don't need to tell everyone.
I know, everyone needs self-validation, apparently. I mean, not self-validation. I don't even know what it's called. You just need some kind of
I found it.
Oh, nice.
She shared an image, like, of text. It's kind of fucked up, isn't it? How all of a sudden someone just wakes up and decides to never talk to you again? No reason, no explanation, no words said. They just leave you hanging like you never meant shit to them, and what hurts the most is how they made it look so easy.
Well, yeah, I think you're missing the point. She's not talking about a specific incident. She's being philosophical. She's talking about it in the broad sense, because she knows this has happened to everyone. So she's literally asking the people who are reading this to look inside themselves and think about how they felt when that happened to them, and what that means about other people and themselves and how they deal with relationships, and to kind of understand more about their place in the world. That's why Facebook is so good.
Well, let me tell you what she really meant by this. Are you done over there?
So it's literally one person says what happened, and then she actually has the story right after that.
It's not like she wrote it. Someone else wrote this stupid shit.
You're sure of that?
Yeah, it's like an image.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay, let me see it. What does it say at the top? Who? Go ahead.
And the thing, this is the girl, she's been leading this guy along for years. But she's fucking married with 2 kids. And
it's about this guy?
Yeah, she gets mad when he doesn't talk to her.
I think someone needs to do some soul searching.
Hey, my response.
Or you...
I responded to her, I'm the only one.
Oh.
There's one comment under it, it's me. No, I have no likes on my comment, I don't know why. Well,
I would probably liked it without even hearing
alright,
it.
here we go. Well, I start off.
Because you know what it's about.
I
do you assume you know what it's about, or...?
Yeah, but obviously, because my friend told me he hasn't talked to her in, weeks, because she's a cunt.
Okay. It's what's
I tell
language.
her I stop talking to people all the time, you get... if someone hurts you enough or plays head games with you, why not just walk away? If someone is hurting you, why do you give them the satisfaction of talking to them? It was my response as him to her.
Yeah.
Why do you care he's not talking to you?
Yeah, look, what makes it matter?
You have a husband and
for
2 kids.
For the same reason you take pictures of yourself at the gym and post them. That's why. No response. She just never responds.
She posted an image right after that on her own wall. It just said, I just want someone to love me for the horrific, raging, emotionally unpredictable bitch that I am.
There you go. There's your answer. I want to be a complete monster, and I want to be loved
by everyone.
By everyone for no reason. I want things automatic.
Hashtag selfie.
Hashtag kill all men.
Oh, fucking hashtags. Oh, every time I hear someone say that word, my face wants to fall off.
You hear people actually say it a lot?
I have a guy, there's a manager at work that...
You have a guy?
There's this manager, he just started, he thinks he's like hilarious. He was telling us how he has a stand-up routine. He's gonna go and do it one day. He's like, all my friends think I'm funny. I can do this really good Peter Griffin voice. And all my friends on Twitter, they always think it's so hilarious, so they always say, #Jones. That's his last name. I say something funny and they just retweet it with #Jones.
Wait, okay, what you're telling me is this guy thinks he has a very good sense of humor, but you're telling me he just said what you said he said with no hint of irony in his voice?
Yeah, he was dead serious.
That's not a good sense of humor.
No.
If you say, like you just said #selfie, if you said that and you actually meant it, I would question you, but I knew you were saying it to be ironic.
That's how he talks, though.
#Jones. How does he look when he's saying this?
Like, dead serious. He's in the military, he's in the reserves only, but he acts like he's, like, a drill sergeant. He walks around, like, with his chest out all the time.
There's a good chance he doesn't know shit about comedy.
He came in one day, he's like, yeah, me and my friends, we were at Walmart the other night, and then this TV, it said it was 70% off, so I had to go and get a clerk. I was like, this TV's $70, right? It says 70. It's $70, right? And my friend thought it was hilarious. #Jones.
He said #Jones after that? I have to meet this guy. There's no way it's that absurd.
He's the stupidest person like I've ever met. No wonder he's only in the reserves.
We'll call you when we need you.
And they fucking laugh as he walks away. I don't this guy is just... He did it like in the Peter Griffin voice. It's like the worst Peter Griffin I've ever heard.
I mean, anyone could do that, like, over that exaggerated New England voice. I mean, sure, if that's what
Not everyone can do it, only he can do it. #Jones.
And Seth MacFarlane, who can also do, like, 10 other voices. Which might make him the better of the two comedians. #Jones.
He's God's gift to comedy.
I
was like, well, let me know when you go and do your stand-up routine. I want to be there. He's like, oh, you probably just want to come and see me fail, right? I'm like, exactly.
I thought you had confidence, buddy. How old is he? Why hasn't he done it
He's
yet?
like 24.
He could do it. Like, there's places around here.
Oh, yeah, he could do it. Talking about it's much easier.
Just
#Jones.
Should I name this episode #Jones?
If you want to.
I'll think about it.
He's always talking about like how much women he sleeps with.
Oh God, he's
like, I was in the bar the other day just flipping through some of my pictures on my phone, and this girl walked by and she saw a picture of me holding a Barrett 50 cal. She's like, "Ooh, is that a Barrett 50 cal? You shoot those?" And she was all over me for the rest of the night. Girls love 50 cals.
He does not have a sense of humor. He clearly, anyone who
makes me laugh.
That's the problem. It's not intentional. If you don't understand how if you don't understand your audience, the people that are literally around you whenever you're saying anything, then you cannot be a comedian. If you go around saying shit like that and he sees you, do you actually crack up whenever he's saying this?
I usually just stare at him blankly. Shake my head and walk away. That's like the normal response.
Okay, you don't.
Or just stand there like straight face, like.
So you don't burst out laughing.
I laugh when I tell people what he said.
Okay,
can you believe what this fucking guy just said to me?
I can if you laughed to his face when he said that, and he was like, "What's so funny, bro?" Then that would prove my point. Like, he doesn't understand why what he's saying would be funny. Because if he said that with irony, that could be a joke. That could be something, if he said with the right timing.
No,
it's like girls love the Barrett. You know, he could be like that douchebag, Andrew Dice Clay style comedian. But he's not even at that level.
No.
Because he doesn't even...
That's how he is. Like, that's not a caricature of, like, his person. That is him. I walked into work the other day, and he's like 24, and our GM is like pushing 60, a year-old woman. Like, she's like the old bag, frumpy woman that has no friends, and he's like the douchebag that has like only douchebag friends. He has like no friends at the store because everyone's normal, and he's an asshole. Yeah. I walk in, he's telling her, 24-year-old man. He's telling a 6-year-old woman about how his now girlfriend had invited him over to her house only to bring himself for his birthday because the rest is going to be a surprise. What does that mean? What do you think that means, Janet? Did you have to tell that story to a 60-year-old woman to get validation on, like, your love life? Like, what is going on in your life where you need her to, like give insight?
You're saying he was like, what do you think that means?
Yeah.
What do you think?
And she's like, ooh, I don't know.
I gotta text.
Because, like, she has no friends and he has no friends, so, like, they have to, like, try to, like, mesh together.
In the middle somewhere. So I got a text earlier from my girlfriend, Janet.
Dude, he calls her, like, every night at the end of the shift.
What? Janet?
Yeah. To tell her, like, to go over the numbers of the store. He's like, we were short one dough today. I don't know where it went. This number is alarming.
Did you say what his position was?
Yeah, he's like an assistant.
Oh, okay. Calls her, it's like, guess what my dick is right now.
I just don't understand this guy, man. Like, he'll walk around, like, he walked around the store all day one day talking about how he met a Russian girl. That's, like, all he could talk about. He's like, oh, I met this Russian girl, man. Oh, she's Russian. Like, he could not just, like, get past, like, her nationality.
Like, she's actually Russian, or she's, like, Russian-American?
I have no idea. I don't even think she really existed, to be honest. Like, he shows us, he's like, he'll come up to me with his phone, like, look what I'm messing with.
Yes.
Like, flipping through phone. He's like, this is what I'm messing with. I'm like, let me guess, you fucking Googled hot girl and saved it to your phone so you could fucking show me a picture. You fucking, I can't imagine any normal girl wanting to be with you.
You're on Reddit gone wild right now. What the fuck?
That's
yeah, that is a comic. That's a character
it's not like he
in
said
a comic.
The thing that he said about the girl to Janet, it's not like he said it once and then let it go.
The birthday thing?
Yeah, I heard him say it like 3 times to her. Like, yeah, I gotta go over there and she's taking care of it, so I guess it's gonna be a fun time, right? like, dude, we've all heard this story like 3 times now. We're not gonna think it's any funnier now.
Wait, he actually was. You mean like funnier from your perspective as the listener, or he was trying to portray it as funny?
But he didn't get a reaction. Like so he's like he just keeps going on with it. It's the same thing every day. It's a new story, but just same procedure, storytelling.
I don't think I've had the pleasure of being around someone like that. Like the one guy, Eric, that was there like right after you left. He was kind of like that, but he wasn't. It wasn't as exaggerated. Like he's not as much of a caricature as this guy seems to be.
I wish I need to take a video. Like next time you tell the story, I'll record a video of it.
Yeah, do it, please.
We just have some like that store is just a fucking joke. And you also have a girl there that everything is wrong with her. She has diabetes and she's like 20.
Oh, is it the I basically drink a 2-liter of pop and eat McDonald's every day?
No, we have a guy like that though.
Yeah.
He had to go home from work early because he was sick.
His name isn't Joey, is it?
No, but he came in the next day, he's like, I was dehydrated. Well, he came in that day, said he was dehydrated.
It's because
he didn't feel good.
Things with carbonated water.
He drank like 6 glasses of Mountain Dew. He weighs like probably pushing 400 pounds. He's like 6'5".
How is he?
He was washing dishes, just sweating, and all he would drink was Mountain Dew. He's like, I don't feel good. Can someone cover my shift? I was like, no, I'm not covering your shift. You're doing this to yourself. He told me he's a picky eater. He's 400 pounds. He's a picky eater. I'm like, I looked at him with like confused eyes. He's like, I'm a picky eater. I'm like, what? I don't eat vegetables. Well, okay, I understand now.
Being picky about food and eating only things that are saturated with grease are 2 different things.
I was like, well, what do you eat? He's like, oh, right now I pretty much just eat pizza.
The thing you said about sweating.
He works at Pizza Hut. He's like, man, I hope you guys have an easy night for us tonight. He goes home. 15 minutes before we close, he calls and orders 2 large pizzas. I was like, you know this pisses people off, right? You work here. Yeah. You get mad when it happens to you. You're doing it to us. You fat fuck!
He doesn't come in and make them himself.
No! Who comes to the drive-thru window because he can't even get out of his fucking car?
What you said about him washing,
and he's sick all the time,
doing the dishes, and then sweating. That is exactly this Joey guy to a T.
Like, he drinks nothing but Mountain Dew.
It's just sweating.
And then he wants someone to cover his shit because he doesn't feel good.
Has that happened more than once?
So he's been sick more than once, but after I fucking went off on him and told him not covering his shit because he's lazy. Like, dude, you did this to yourself. What do you want? What, you expect sympathy?
That's what I was wondering. Like, how is he eligible for employment? He should just get...
Well, because Janet thinks he's, like, the best worker we have.
Best or slowest?
Definitely the slowest.
Yeah.
But the best because he doesn't give her a hard time like I do because she's a fucking cunt. I question the stupid thing she does, and he just follows it without... Like...
He'll get it done slowly but surely. The fucking tortoise.
I do it, but question it the whole way.
I like your attitude.
This place is a joke.
What's the diabetes girl? So she's not.
No,
it's not.
Well, if you say like one thing about someone being sick, she's like, "Oh, that happened to me."
Okay, so it's...
She has chronic migraines, diabetes, stomach ulcers, fucking like every like ailment under the sun.
Yeah. Or she's a hypochondriac.
Yeah, she's like, "I have diabetes. I can't eat sugar anymore." I saw her making, like, honey barbecue wings. She's like, "It's okay, in moderation." Like, I see her fucking eating candy bars up there all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you have diabetes, but you don't have to test your blood sugar or anything. You just fucking go willy-nilly on candy bars.
He's been self-diagnosed hundreds of times.
Yeah.
With just
she got into a car accident, and now she's blaming all her ailments on that.
Yeah.
And she got a lawyer, and she tried to get Janet to write a letter to her lawyer saying that none of her ailments started until after she had the car accident and it's costing her money at work. So she can sue.
Was the accident her fault?
I have no idea.
Let's assume it was.
It probably was. If you asked her, it wasn't, but...
Yeah. What I assume from living here for so long is that if anyone says they were in a car wreck, I assume it's because it's their fault and they were drinking.
Probably.
I just assume the worst.
If we had delivery, I would try to convince you to come there.
Oh, God. So they just don't have it at all?
This place is like a shithole. They don't have delivery. The company owns the land and the building, so it's like almost like all the money goes to them. Like
Really?
So the profit line isn't as high.
They're the franchisees of it?
Yeah, but they own the land and the building.
Yeah, so they don't pay rent.
So we barely make any money, but they won't close the store down. If they close the store down, they'll still own the land and the building, still be paying taxes and insurance on the building and stuff. So it's just like, keep it open and it pays for itself. We don't have to worry about it.
They're providing a service to people like your version of Joey.
It's just...
How's what's the employee meal situation like? I wonder if it's changed since I've been there. Like, do you get like a free employee meal?
No, we're not allowed to have anything free.
Is there a discount or something?
Well, for a long time there wasn't, but the managers realized that people are just taking shit for free.
Yeah, exactly.
So we might as well try to get a little bit of money from it.
It's kind of like how it goes with torrenting. So it's like, if we're going to have a shitty cable service that costs like $100 a month, wise people are just going to steal the TV shows. So there's a happy medium with something like Hulu Plus or Netflix where you pay a reasonable amount and you don't have to steal the shows. And it's convenient.
Yes, the place I work is the Netflix pizza.
Exactly. How long did it take them to realize it's like our food cost? It's fucking bust.
It's like the manager's like, I can't figure it out. Every time I work, no one takes anything, but it seems like a lot of stuff is missing. Well, it's because every other, like, all the assistant managers are just like, just do whatever you want.
Do you still use, actual cheese sticks for the stuffed crust pizza. Like,
Yep.
you get the big boxes.
I smash those all the time, man.
I can just imagine if it was so loosey-goosey, just taking a whole case of those is just gone. What
I
happened?
take the cheese stick and get a cup of the hot marinara sauce and leave the cheese stick in the marinara sauce for a couple seconds and pull it out. It's like kind of real gooey.
That's pretty awesome. I've never thought to do that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the chicken wings are like the most expensive thing there. Like in terms of food costs, I fucking go to town on those things. It's like they don't fucking pay me enough. I'll pay myself in food.
Oh man, that's why when we worked together was so great. It was like having two Randal Graves.
You can't have two people that don't care.
You can't have Randal Graves not checked by a Dante Hicks.
That's why the owner was like, I'm gonna put my foot down around here. It's like it's fucking good thing like I left before the cameras were there because I wouldn't have lasted much longer past that, I don't think.
Maybe not, yeah.
Like fucking shooting paintball guns from like the front counter to the back door and making food for whoever wanted it.
Yeah, working for Dave just taught you all the wrong lessons.
Pretty much. It's like
respect for authority.
He's like, you got my money? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, alright, see you next week.
Because he used to come in and pick it up, right?
He would sometimes come in and take money out of the drawer and like write the amount on a piece of paper and like, here, just put that in the register.
Yeah, put that in the deposit.
It's like, I don't think this counts as currency. I don't think the bank will take this.
But I drew my face on it.
Well, they know who I am.
This guy here with that fucking... Did he have a mustache? All I remember is the sunglasses.
Yeah, the sunglasses and a fucking Porsche.
Yep.
Like, and checks are bouncing. You can't show up in a Porsche and then, like, try to explain why checks are bouncing.
Hey, I'll get you next week.
It's like, he yelled at me because I used to pay people's checks out of the drawer. He's like, you can't do that. I'm like,
well,
so we're working for free. It's like, you get your cut after I'll fucking pay everyone else.
I send the employees to Huntington with this piece of paper that has your signature on it, and they throw them out. They fucking send me out of the store.
They look at it, see your name, and spit in my face. Like, oh, it's this guy. Get out of here. This paper's no good.
They spit on the check, roll it up, and shove it in my mouth with their pointer finger.
Like, it's like that's almost true because I would walk into like my bank and it's like, we can't cash that here. They wouldn't even like swipe it, or they were just like, no. Like I would go to those quick check places like, oh, it's this store. Yeah, sorry, can't cash that here.
Yeah, there was a pretty big blacklist on it. Like Walmart was out for a while. Like, nope, won't cash these.
Yeah. Do you blame them?
No.
It's like you're handing them a fucking like.
And Walmart is the place where you could literally take something that was not purchased in that store without a receipt, of course, because you didn't buy it at the store, and return it as long as you had an ID. And you could do that like 3 times a year or something.
Your paper's no good here. Yeah. Be gone, peasant. We might order pizzas later from you. And then he got mad because I was cashing checks out of the drawer. It's like, dude, if I don't, you're not going to have any employees. He's like, they'll work for free. We'll get them. We'll take care of them.
Did he literally say that?
Yeah, it's like, I was in a position where I honestly had no idea what to do. What do you do?
Yeah, I know.
It's like, well, I have to pay them. Or I'm not going to fucking make the pizzas and deliver them all by myself.
Oh, God. And that's happening at the other stores, too, right?
Yeah, every store he owned is like that.
Yeah. Can't pull up in a Porsche.
And then, like, he sold all the stores. And I found out that's like his MO. He, like, owned, like, Dunkin' Donuts franchises, like, Subways. He's, like, did that at every one. He'll open, like, a new store, make the new store money, and when it starts to go downhill, sell it and just disappear.
So, what the fuck? How is that viable? How does he...
I don't know.
How does he stay in the whatever the good one is, red or the black? I think it's the black.
How do you, like, make a lot of money at first, and then when it starts to go down, you sell it to someone else.
Before you actually go into the red. I wonder if he owns any jerk stores.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
I think he's the #1 bestseller.
So he's also the face of the company. Can I get you something to drink?
No, I'm good.
Sure.
Hey. So,
I need something.
Are
Sorry,
we,
what do you got?
Are we going to talk about how we met? Are we going to do the issue? Are we going to do issue 0?
Oh, I see. That's how you need ice for that. We are the ice capital of the neighborhood.
No, okay.
Alright, you like your soda warm.
That's not warm.
Is that what you call it an issue 0 whenever you discuss these things?
I think so. Is it okay if I set this here?
Yeah, it's really fun.
It doesn't have a shoe on it, so I think it'll be alright.
Shoe? Where's that referencing?
I don't know.
Don't piss me off.
You know.
What are you, queer or something? I fucked you up. I kill bitches like you every day, homeboy. You think this is a fucking game? This ain't a fucking game.
You take my breath away. So you say it'll be easier for me to come over here because you don't have to drag all the equipment over. I'm literally just looking at a laptop plugged into the wall.
Yeah, I know. There's more equipment, but I didn't feel like bringing it down. But this is about as good as I thought it would be, which is a good thing, because I thought there was a chance it might be worse.
What?
That's the recording.
Oh. Yeah. It's alright.
It's alright. Fuck you. So,
You remember
probably,
when you applied for the job that you're at now?
Yeah. What about it?
But what were you thinking? Like,
That look in your face specifies that you're thinking of something specific.
no, I'm just trying to.
Oh,
I know what happened on my side. Well, what were you thinking?
That guy has cool hair. Hire him.
What did you like? How soon did they call you back after you dropped the application off?
I think it must have been...
Like the same day or the next day.
Oh yeah, that's right, because I dropped it off, and then I think I was driving down the road to go, like, somewhere else, like, possibly the place that we were going to rent, and I think they, like, called me, like, Chad called me then.
He wasn't there. He wasn't there when you came in. I was there.
Oh, that's right, when I came back, he was there, that's right. And I talked to him. I was like, well, you're an alpha male. I'm a beta. Let's do this.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, it's amazing how, like, when I moved here, like, I wasn't used to the mass quantity of these types of people that are just, like, basically, like, a lot of these people are just unhireable, even for the most basic jobs.
I think, not to sound crude or anything, but I think you're the first black guy that walked in that just went, "You got a job here for me, man?"
I know what you
Or
mean.
either saying that or saying, "My pizza's messed up. I want a free one."
Yeah, right. Well, that's the Portuguese and Native American in me. It balances it out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember we were looking for drivers. And Chad was like, if anyone halfway decent walks in here, just let me know and I'll call them. I was like, dude, this guy came in. He had like a Slayer t-shirt on. He was black and he had dreads, but this guy, you gotta see this guy's hair. He was pretty cool, man. It's like, just call, if nothing else, can we just look at him again? He was like,
He did ask for free food, though.
he was not weird, is he? I was like, I think so, but it can't be any worse than what we have right now. I was Joe Binder's in the back with his like legs crossed and his tongue out. Joe Binder.
Oh, God.
Joe Binder and Greg. It's like, I don't think we're getting any worse here.
Oh, God. You actually remember I was wearing some specific kind of shirt?
Yeah, it was definitely like a band shirt
It might have
that...
been a Cradle of Filth shirt.
Possibly.
Back when I still had those, before they were stolen from me. Not by you. Don't give me that one.
Or was it by me?
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
It was not.
Who steals t-shirts?
The person who stretches them out. Steals them. You stretch it out, you steal it. Yeah, so you can say.
I didn't want you stretching out the neck hole.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking sweater. So yeah, so you had Bender and Egg.
And, fucking, who's the fucking alcoholic that used to cough all the time? James.
James, yeah. He was still there for a bit after you left. A couple years.
And you're still there.
Yep.
And you've been there the longest, right now?
Yeah,
You got seniority.
I guess.
If that means anything.
Yeah. I'm more able to... I can be more Randal Graves than before. A little bit more slack-offish.
This was fun.
But I gotta go.
I don't gotta go.
Yeah, where'd you go after? Weren't you on unemployment for a while after that? Like right after that?
Well, after what happened, I went back to one of Dave's stores.
Right, you were at
Maslin.
the only one he had left.
And when I had worked at Tusk, then went to Maslin, then came back to Tusk as the manager, then went back to Maslin. When I was at Maslin the first time, you had this lazy fuck delivery driver that he was like a huge dude, like one of those like fucking like tough guys. He acted like it was just like a big dude that acted like a tough guy. He was like a full-on adult male.
You don't mean like a fat dude?
No, he was fat too,
Oh, okay.
but he was big.
That I don't think it's good for those people to work around food. Like that's not. There's too much.
He was like acted like he was tough all the time, like acted like he was like a thug and shit. And he would be like my morning delivery driver if I opened, and he would come in, and he'd be like all I could do to get him to do anything other than just sit around. Because like if you're there in the morning and ain't nothing to do, it's like sometimes you have to like help out with dough and stuff, like just do something. I mean, yeah, there's times you could sit around, but I could not get this guy to help if I ever wanted him to. And eventually he got to the point where he
broach the subject.
He would come in and he realized by getting out of doing any tasks, he could say he had to take a shit and go in the bathroom.
How long are you talking?
Like hours. He would be in there. He would just sit in there.
What?
I know, like, because as soon as a delivery would come up, he would be out, like, in an instant.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so he's just going to sit in there and pretend like he's shitting, and he's going to use that as an excuse not to do anything. Like, what am I supposed to do? You ain't shitting in there, get out of here! Like, kick the door open, get out of here! Like, the dude could fucking, like, wring my neck with one hand if he wanted to. But I was just like, alright, I mean, and then I laughed, and I was like, I don't have to deal with this fucking guy anymore. I go back as, they have a GM, so they need an assistant, so I went back as an assistant. This man is now the GM of the store. At this point, this is the point where, like, checks are bouncing, and it's pretty much like he doesn't give a shit anymore, so he's like, just next man up, like, they're fucking, like, like, tilling GMs, like, out, like, it's a fucking revolving door, and then, like, he worked his way up.
What's the Seinfeld reference? It's like Hitler's last days. I think
that's what the office is like. It's like, it was, the office was like a long desk with chairs all around it, and bags of credit card receipts, like, stacked up to the side of the walls. Because he would say we needed to save them, so you put them in a bag, and he would take the bag and just chuck it. And so, he's like in a bunker of receipts. Like, fucking like counting his like shillings, like fucking just sitting there. With a fucking candle and like counting coins.
And when one catches on fire, the whole place goes up.
It's like Hitler's, yeah, and then, so I go back, and the fucking like biggest loser is now the GM of like the corporate store next to the office.
Yeah.
The owner is like, yeah, Ryan's a good worker, used to be a GM, he'll be a good assistant. It'd be like having two GMs in one store. We could, get some good advertising and stuff going.
How long were you gone for? But between when you didn't have to deal with this guy anymore, and then you came back as a manager?
Probably like probably close to a year.
Okay. Wow.
I go back and use the GM. And he's not really happy about it, because me and we didn't get along, like, at all. Yeah. Like, he thought, like, I was, like, some, like, scrawny, like, fucking nerd, and he was like some giant, like tough guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, yeah, we could do this. I mean, it'd be like 2 GMs, and the owner goes on vacation.
This guy just beats your ass the whole time. He just turns it back into fucking 8th grade.
Fucking like he has me hung up in the fucking coat room on my underwear like all day. I'm like fucking trying to swing, and he just has like his hand on my forehead.
Yeah, it's 2 GMs my ass.
So like as soon as the owner goes on vacation, I come in for a shift. It's like a morning shift, and I come in, he's already there. I'm like, all right, this is strange.
You would already work with him.
Yeah.
Before that,
yeah. I had worked there for like maybe like 2 months, and then I'm there for 2 months. The owner goes on vacation. I come in for one of my morning shifts. I show up. He's there, like the store, everything, like the oven's on. He's doing dough. I'm like, well, this dude is here early, doing my job. This is gonna be all right. I don't have to do anything. Yeah. I walk in. He's like, I need to talk to you. I'm like, this is not gonna be good. Like this fucking 400-pound man is trying to have a heart-to-heart with me right now. He's like, I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm like, it was so bizarre because we were like, nothing had happened.
Yeah, he's just fucking, he's taking the window of opportunity.
If anything, this guy has gotten worse as I have gotten better. Let me just...
I remember this.
Let me put a stick in this story and go to the one, like a week before this, we had like a 17-year-old delivery driver that's from Syria, and we had a drive-through, like, beer place next door. So he goes next door, buys this kid like a 24-pack of beer, comes back. The kid takes the beer to his car. He's the delivery driver, this kid. He puts beer in his car. Yeah. The manager comes in, locks the front door. There's deliveries up. He won't let the kid back in the store to take deliveries. He's like laughing at him as he's locked outside. Deliveries are late because he's goofing off with some kid he just bought beer for. 2 weeks later, I'm fired. His reason is, I found a water balloon in the sink last night. Yeah, it was your shift.
Yep, you told me that story.
I can't have someone here that's just goofing off.
The water balloon. It's the fucking water balloon.
I'm like, dude, what? That's like, we always goof off here. It's kind of like the MO of a pizza shop is goofing off. It's not that serious of a job. I see you goof off all the time. It's not going to be like that anymore. Like, alright. Cool.
But it's clearly a coincidence that he just went on vacation.
The owner comes back. I'm like, yeah. I went and talked to him. He's like, what happened, man? I'm like, your dude fired me. He's like, for what? I was like, there was a water balloon. He's like, we were making... I was like, no, it wasn't even broken. It was just full of water sitting in the sink. I just made it because I just found the balloon. I filled it with water. Yeah. Like, we were like fucking like having a war with the fucking customers that walked through the front door. He's like, well, I talked to him about it, and I feel like he was just intimidated that you were there to take his job, and you know, if you want this job,
because he's bad at
I think we could find a place for you somewhere. I'm like, no, dude, don't even worry about it, man. I'll find another job. And then I left. I filed for unemployment, and they said they weren't going to give it to me because I was fired for like a reason that was fireable. And then I explained to the unemployment people what the manager had done with this young kid like 2 weeks beforehand. And they're like, all right, we'll contact the owner of the store. Like 3 days later, like, you'll be getting your checks. I'm like, exactly. That's what I thought. And then that guy got fired, and then they closed that store down. And then the owner disappeared. The series of events after I left were on par with what I had expected was going to happen.
Especially like he fired you, you wired C4 on the whole building and put a timer on it based on you getting that unemployment check. It comes to the mail, the whole thing implodes.
The owner's sitting in his bunker and fucking blows his brains out with a handgun. I heard
it's at the end of Shawshank Redemption.
This fucking place is a joke. That's what happened with me. I've been on a series of unfortunate events ever since.
Oh,
that wasn't even the last pizza place I worked at.
What was that?
That's not even the last pizza place I worked at.
Was there something before the one you're at now?
Yeah.
I thought there was, but
It's a pizza place that it was pretty good, I guess, but I got fired because I didn't pull soups out to be unfrozen. The fall. Yeah, they had soup in the morning on the buffet. I was like, you fired me because I didn't...
Once?
False.
Like, no warning? Like, had you habitually not pulled the soup out?
Well, they had said, this isn't the first thing we've told you to do that you didn't do. That was the extent of the other things I've done.
So you're a recidivist insubordinate.
Well, if I was on the manager's computer and I looked, this is how I found out I was getting fired. There was no previous warning. I get on the computer to look at next week's schedule, and I'm just not on it. I'm an assistant manager, and one of the delivery drivers was in the manager's spot where my name usually is.
Yeah.
And he's, like, good friends with the general manager. They're, like, best buds.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I got fired.
There's just the explanation they gave you. That's all you have to go on.
Yeah.
Some fucking soup. They didn't even tell you the other things. They just said generically.
Yeah.
Did you get...
I was like, they're like, well, we just need you to sign this paper saying that you're being terminated. I was like, I'm not signing that.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Well,
you don't have to, but I mean, it would be a respectable thing to do.
Yeah,
It's like it's like you're firing me so you can hire your friend as a manager. I was like, don't tell me it's for any other reason. She's like, that's not it. I was like, you personally don't like me and you'd rather have your friend. That's it. She's like, no, that's not it. That is it! Tell me that's it, and then I'll sign the paper and I'll leave. Don't tell me that's not it. And here's a funny end to that story is, she hired her friend as the assistant. They got into a huge fight, stopped being friends, She fired him, and then she quit.
This blows up.
I went in
You're
there
like an atom bomb.
I went in after there. I was like the guy.
Gone.
Like there was a dishwasher that I got along with, and he was the now new assistant manager, and the owner was there working as the GM. I was like, what happened? And then he told me what happened. I was like, you gotta be shitting me, man. I was like, I could still be working here then if someone didn't personally dislike me. He's like, yeah, I could probably get you a job here if you wanted. I was like, no. It was like, no.
Did you get unemployment from that?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's because you did not sign that form.
Probably.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, God.
So what? If I don't sign it, you're not going to give me a good recommendation? You're firing me. What the fuck?
And she hired all her friends to work there. And they're all...
Too bad they're, like, probably Facebook level friends. So people she doesn't actually know well enough to know that she does not like them. So you start working with these people.
One of her friends was a server, and I was there. It was the morning shift. The lunch buffet had just closed. And I was like, all right, well, we're usually dead right now because the morning lunch crowd had left. I was like, all right, you can go home. She's like, well, my shift's over at 5. And I'm like, yeah, but we're dead. You could go home. She's like, well...
Do something productive
the manager's name
with
was
your life.
The manager's name was Ricky. She's like, well, Ricky told me that I could stay till 5 to get my hours in. I was like, yeah, but labor is really bad and we're dead, so you can go. And so she leaves. I come in the next day. Well, no, I was still there, and the manager, Ricky, came in with her friend that had left. Told her I sent her home early. She's like, you sent her home early? She needs hours. Why would you do that?
You're not a good manager at that point.
I was like, well, labor is bad. She's like, yeah, but there's things around here that she could have did. I'm like...
Pull the soups out.
Exactly. She's like, look, the counter's not even wiped down. That was her go-to. The counter's not wiped down. I was like, for fuck's sake. At that point, I pretty much knew that my time there was going to be very short.
How much longer was it before?
Not very long. It was like months, maybe a couple months.
How do we deal with these animals?
Savages.
Whenever I was still in Pittsburgh in the first job I had, I think I was there for maybe it was maybe like a month, and the GM there was this really quiet guy. Like first of all, I mean literally quiet, like he was a low talker, and then I mean he was like very reserved. So it's like you really couldn't get a conversation out of him very easily, and you didn't know whenever you said something if he registered it or not, or what his actual reaction was.
Or you misunderstood him and he said he was going to come in and shoot the place up.
Yes.
That's the problem with low talkers.
Exactly.
There's no warning.
Well, his story ends around the time that... No, that's probably a better story. The story I was going to is that I had probably only been there like a month, but my friend and I, we planned a trip to go to Cedar Point. And so I didn't really know the protocol with like requesting off, but it was like a week and a half ahead of time. I went to him personally and I said, I usually worked on like Saturday morning or something like that. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to work Saturday, whatever, July, whatever, because I'm going out of town. And I get this, like, this mumbling low talk thing. It's like, okay, well, he's the GM. He should care about this. Hopefully he'll remember. He didn't say, go mark it off on a calendar or something like that. Anyway, I come in, I think, like, the Monday after that day. It's like, so where were you on Saturday? It's like, what the fuck? I literally told you a week and a half in advance I was not going to be able to work this day. And you did not, I mean, I have no idea what I said to him. I was just kind of baffled, like, and it's like he wasn't even mad. He was just like, so where were you on Saturday? And I don't even know if he looked at me when he said it. He could have been just like looking at the computer or something. I can't even picture, because he wasn't like, it was so passive. I was like, but no, I told you I wasn't going to be able to work. And I just remember that being, I wasn't written, nothing happened. I was like, okay, whatever. But keep in mind, this is...
It'll be okay. Just don't do it again.
I guess. I don't know. This is the job where I would basically sit there at a chair, whenever it was dead, and just read Sherlock Holmes, and wait for the phone to ring, essentially. But his story ends whenever, one night we were closing, someone comes into the store. I'm like in the back with some other dude, and we see on the CV cam, that some dude comes in with a shotgun. So,
what?
Yeah, he comes in with a shotgun. This guy, the GM is at the counter, I believe, and I think he's just pointing the shotgun at him. From what I remember, he's asking for the money out of the register. He's not giving him the fucking money. So, like, what essentially we see happen is, oh fuck, what was that? I think the GM went over. He grabbed the gun.
Fucking brains out. The story's over.
He grabbed the gun, went over the counter, and like pushed this dude out of the store. They fall in some kind of configuration on the hood of my car. And
you sue for damage.
I sue the GM. He takes this guy just out of the store. Fucking, he comes back in, the guy's gone. What the fuck?
Does he have to come back in with the gun? Or the guy be left with the gun?
I have a feeling that I'm not getting this wrong. I believe he came back in with the gun.
He cocks it with one hand. Shit's changing around here.
It's like, hey Brian, let's talk about that Saturday. Like, he's just a whole new man. So, I don't remember what happens. The police show up or whatever. I go up to find that my hood has this huge fucking, like, Grand Canyon scar across the paint on the front. But it was like an 89...
Mercury.
Yeah, it was an 89 fucking Sable. Like an old fucking car, it didn't matter. I ended up getting an insurance check from Pizza Hut after like 2 or 3 months for it.
Nice.
But I think...
You didn't get it fixed and you spent the money on something else?
I did. So
who doesn't do that?
I know. It's like, this car is like 15 years old. I don't care. Yeah, I can't remember if he quit or if Pizza had a problem with him taking matters to his own hands. I don't remember.
He wasn't there much longer after that?
No, I think that was like his last day, so I don't remember if he quit or they fired him or something.
I can't... I have a problem with people taking advantage of other people, but I also have a problem with trying to defend someone else's money that don't care about me.
I know, for a job that pays, like, he at least with the GM, so, maybe he's making, like, 5 figures.
What?
He's making 5 figures. He's not bringing home, like, $5,000 a year or something. Like, he's not making minimum wage or some shit. So,
I got your first go-to is 4 figures. Poor guy. He couldn't talk his way. He couldn't negotiate because he couldn't muster the words to ask for more money.
I'm trying to play into your idea that this guy has something to lose by actually, like, he's not being paid to defend the money.
No, but he comes back in, he's like, fucking, like, his heart's racing. He's like, I defended the store of my life. That's not protocol. You're fired, asshole. Why?
You could have endangered yourself, or You could have endangered yourself or other employees.
He's thinking he's gonna get like a reward for bravery, like a medal at least, and he gets fired.
I think he was just the kind of guy that, I don't know, either it's like he doesn't take shit, but how passive it was. Maybe he takes shit for a certain period and then he just boils over.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I could have died that night.
Well, you're like what? I'm just in the back watching it unfold on TV.
Yeah, it was something like that. Like, I don't remember. Like, I think I might have been like looking, and I think the guy was like yelling for the people to come out of the back or something. And I don't remember, man. It's been so long.
It was a blur.
Yeah, it's a blur.
The store I'm at now, they have no alarms on the doors, no security cameras.
They let people in.
There's like no panic button. And they leave the back door open, like unlocked, like all night.
What?
They literally do not care about that store. I think they would be happy if it burned down so they could get the insurance money.
Yeah. They just hire the most backwards ass retards to work
Like,
there.
if someone could walk in there with a gun and kill all of us and drive away, and no one would know what the fuck you look like. It's like no one cares. It's like if someone walks in here with a gun, I was like, I'm leaving out the back door, and you guys can fend for yourself.
So what's the address of this establishment?
I can't tell you. I'd have to kill you. People with guns. Robbing Pizza Huts. What can you do?
Has that happened there?
No.
Yeah, that's where it's like nobody...
It's like the easiest target.
Yeah.
No one cares.
There's
What are they gonna take, like the $20 we made all day?
Yeah, there's like moths in the register.
Give me all the... Like, they fucking... Like, give me all the cash.
There's a large...
Might as well give me the coins, too! What the fuck? Just make me a pizza while you're at it.
Is that a Chuck E. Cheese token? Yeah, make me some fucking breadsticks. Those are only like 5 minutes, right?
Oh, I got it. Place is the worst. It's the worst place on earth.
It's a hellhole. It's like Tartarus.
The air conditioning don't work.
What?
The AC don't work.
No one cares to fix it.
It gets like 90 degrees in the dining room. Customers come in and they're
Yeah.
like, ugh. Like, walk. It smells like... It smells like someone, like... It smells like someone left a porta potty at Woodstock, wheeled it into our store, stuck a stick of dynamite in it, and fucking blew it all over the walls, and just walked out. It's like you can walk in and it smells like straight assholes.
I like how
because the drain is like backed up and damaged.
They're enough of a criminal asshole to not walk out before it blows. They're like, I want to be covered in this. And the porta potty explodes. They walk out holy.
The drain's damaged. But they said they'd have to tear up the floor and the wall to fix it. So that ain't happening. The AC's like shot, so that needs a new one.
And no, like they can't. Employees just deal with it.
You have to. Like the toilet has overflowed in the bathroom like multiple times.
Where the guy
like shit has came out of the urinal. Like I walked in the bathroom once and the urinal was full of shit. Like the whole store just stinks, man. You know, like grease traps like smell like ass.
Yeah.
So like
Never
it just
gets
backs
cleaned.
up. Yeah.
The grease trap is the same thing that the waste goes through. You just ignore him.
Everything goes into the same drain. When we first got fryers, no one told us how to dispose of the oil, so people were just pouring the fucking oil from the fryer down the drain.
Wait, down. Oh god!
Like
really?
just down the drains. But you know how bad it like started to stink after a while?
Yeah. How quickly did it clog up after that?
Fast.
I'd imagine it would be pretty much like the next day.
There's like a drain under
I'm
the
pretty
sink. The sink pipe goes down, and there's a space between the sink pipe and the drain that the water falls freely.
Yeah.
And then hits the floor and then hopefully goes down the drain. I dropped like a piece of the washing machine part down the drain because there's no cover on it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, the washing machine won't work without this piece. I told the manager, he's like an elderly man, he's like 60. He's like, oh, let's see if we can reach down there and get it. I was like, Like I did like the he like stuck his arm down like to his shoulder.
Like he offered you a meal that Poppy prepared. You're like,
He fucking pulled his arm out. It looks like he just fucking, like, gave the cow, like, a
He
rectal
did it?
exam.
Oh, he was in the store.
Yeah, he stuck his arm down the drain and it was just covered with, like, black shit.
You know they do that with gloves, right? Give the cows the rectal exams.
He did that with no glove.
Ooh. That's bad.
So
What did he do?
Nothing. 'Cause I can't find it.
He didn't stink palm you?
The store stinks like ass and it's coming from the drain. You got that all over your arm?
You better go to the hospital and get tested for hepatitis C.
That's not even a joke. That's serious.
Yeah. The store where it gets warm, but, like, whenever the air conditioner fucks up, like, it gets fixed pretty promptly. Like, the guy who runs the place has a heart.
Ours has been broke for 3 years at least.
That's pretty fucked up.
Last year, the hottest it got was 120.
120 on the thermostat?
Yeah.
How do people, like,
And
there has to be a law against that.
The
man.
make table's here, the
Yeah.
walkway's here, the oven's here. Like, your back is against the oven.
Yeah.
Like, you're on the make table. And it's 120 by the thermostat that's, like, on the other side of the room.
Holy shit, dude. How warm is it has a buffet. You said there was a dining room?
Yeah, there is a dining room, but the buffet is gone because they couldn't justify keeping it open.
Fair enough. How hot does it get in there? In the dining room area?
Like, if it's the same temperature as outside. So if it's like 87 outside, it's like 87, 90 in the dining room.
Jeez. It's
Customers are just like walking, they're like, what the hell is wrong with this place? And then just walk out.
It's like an Indian themed restaurant, meaning like it actually is as if you're walking around in India.
don't go to the bathroom and don't drink the water.
Yeah. So it sounds like your employees need to follow the rules.
It's... Yep.
First world country.
So you've been delivering pizzas. Do they have any good delivery stories recently?
I don't know.
Around here, something's had to have happened.
Shit. Stuff happens every now and then, but like none of it's very. I don't know, man.
You don't have like any middle-aged women like having body issues answering the door naked.
No, it's mostly dudes that come to the store that are pretty fairly obese that just don't have shirts on, and you wonder like, you just don't care, do you, man? You just that's fine and all, but I mean, come on.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't know who does.
People come to the drive-thru window at our store fucking smoking cigarettes and fucking blowing the smoke in the drive-thru window.
Yeah. That's like the worst. Like the good thing about a pizza shop is you don't really have to deal with McDonald's levels of just the amount of work that's densely packed into small periods of time. You also don't have to deal with that specific situation of a drive-thru, but you do have that too. It can't be as bad as McDonald's. But
No, it's not like it's fast-paced and there's not like a huge-ass line of people like ordering on the spot. That's what I hate the most is like when people show up at our drive-thru window. Like it's like a pickup window, but they
Can
show
you order?
Yeah, and they try to order at the window. I'm like,
and I'll sit here for 20 minutes with my.
they're like have their car running and like they're trying to like yell what they want. And I'm like, oh fuck's sake! You could have called on your way and then had it ready. They fucking come through it like their fucking boxers on, no shirt on, with a fucking cigarette hanging out of their mouth, blowing the smoke through the window. Like, fucking imbecile.
This is pure trash. There are some stories with a guy that worked there for a while, and he's a guy that I do like, but he kind of, it's because I've known him for a while. He worked there before for a while, and then he was fired / quit, and then he came back a couple years later. He was there up until like maybe 5 months ago. He's a pretty temperate guy, pretty smart. He's kind of quirky, but he also he's got some kind of on-off switch when it comes to anger. So weird things just tip him off. So there was about 5 incidents in the year and a half he worked here this time where he completely full-on red face, full-on top of his lungs, was yelling at either a customer or a a beggar that will like come into the store because something about crackheads really fucking bothers him. So he
Well,
would
that
see.
could possibly be partially my fault that so many beggars come in because I used to give out stuff to people.
If those beggars are still alive.
Like if we had extra stuff, I'd always give out.
So you're saying there's like a homeless network where they're still talking about like that? The
Hey, you
handouts
remember
from
Ryan, man?
6 years ago. It's like,
He was like they have like fucking like painted up posters of me like with a fist, like the underground network.
Exactly. You're fucking Goldstein to them. Yeah, so people, like, he would get really pissed off as, like, this one specific dude, and maybe a couple others, but one guy would, like, bother the customers, like, on their way in or out of the store, and that would piss him off. So one day, he goes zooming out there, and he's, like, you know, just
Is he a
yelling.
driver?
No, he was a manager.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd just be full on, like, pointing, yelling, like, get out of here, stop bothering the customers, but, like, screaming. There's one guy that came in, and I only caught the second half of the story, but he was basically, this guy had come in, and he had talked to this guy on the phone earlier, and somehow pissed this manager off. And so this guy, like, wanted a receipt, and he was telling him, he was like, this is your receipt, it's the only receipt I have. And he's like, no, I need one for this. So he just goes off on this guy, like, he just had it off. He's calling him a faggot, he's telling him to get the fuck out of the store, and this guy's, like, there, he's like, I'm not trying, like, he's like, kind of offended, but he's trying to still be reasonable. He's not yelling back. He's like, I'll call the fucking police. Get out of here, you fucking faggot. And he's just like going in the front of the store. And he picks up the phone. He's like, I'm calling the fucking police. And so this guy eventually leaves. He's red in the fucking face after yelling at this guy fucking full on. That happened like a couple other occasions. That one I don't know how justified it was because I have no idea how or why this guy pissed him off. But another occasion was like literally over the phone. This woman was asking for a refund and she was being a total asshole about it. So I'm over somewhere doing something else. I just hear him go. It's like, don't you curse at me, you fucking cunt! And it's like, and the way his voice sounds, like it's just booming, thundering through the store. Right? And after he did it like another time, and he basically was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna get fired, right? Like to the GM. And so he basically got fired from that. But there's times whenever you're working there, and you probably get it too. After seeing someone do that to a customer, like something happens, and you're like, I wish this motherfucker was here to just go off on this guy or this person, man. Like shit happens.
So I'm like the guy that people wish was there. Like, cause
exactly.
I don't yell, but
yeah, no, your method is much more subtle, and you're not gonna get.
Yeah, it's like I could argue my way out of it if someone's like, "Did you do this?" I'm like,
yeah.
Like when people order real late, like if people order in like the last 10 minutes and they show up like, hey, we made this pizza extra special for you. You have a good night.
Yeah.
And then like I see him go, wait, what? And then I close the window. It's like, well,
that is so much better.
It's like I'm not gonna be like obvious. Like you can't just be like overtly.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. It was a thing that he had. Like something would just flip that switch on, and he would just go off.
He like yelled at like beggars.
Yeah, he would yell at like. Something about, like, drug addicts and people, like, bothering the customers, like, that really pissed him off.
I guess.
The difference is, like, whenever he's doing, like, there's video footage of him pointing and yelling at people or while he's on the phone, and so that's why your method works.
That's when we need one of those world star hip-hop guys with the phone. Like, you ever seen that? You ever
No,
watch those, like, videos people recording their phone? Like, it's, like, always in, like, the ghetto, and, like, someone's recording a fight, and you always hear someone in the background yell, World Star Hip Hop! You never heard that? That's like a thing.
Is that like someone's production company or something?
Yeah, it's like a website that like videos get posted to that are like bum fights and shit. It's just like if anything happens and like someone like remotely like hood is recording it, or even in the area, you'll just hear World Star Hip Hop!
It's like, yeah,
I can't believe you've never seen that.
Some producer's walking down the street, he sees something going on, sees someone recording, it's like DJ Dirty Balls, yo!
But it's like
shouting
people
himself
who
out.
have like no affiliation with the website. They just like they see a fight, see a recording, and like that like two thing like triggers something in their brain like World Star Hip Hop. Then he like goes home and like clicks like that's me. Like I don't like you're promoting like someone's website you have like no affiliation with that has like nothing to do with the situation. It's like two old ladies fighting outside a grocery store. World Star Hip Hop! Like, you can, like, if you watch, like, any... You ever go on, like, Live Leak?
No.
Oh, my God. It's, like half the videos, like, someone's yelling at.
I have to see this.
But you should have recorded, like, that dude yelling.
Oh, man.
That's, like, absurd to get, like, that upset.
Yeah,
Like, it's not like it's his personal business.
I know, it's a thing. Like, he just had a trigger, you know? Like, some kind of anger issue. Pretty much. Yeah, that's... I don't know specifically what it is, but that's clearly what was going on.
I would give out food to, like, those people that come in and ask for stuff. Felt bad. It's like, even if they are lying just to get free stuff, you have to be, like, a pretty, like, poor person. Like, not even, like, financially, but just, like, in your life to have to come in and, like, ask for food.
It's different. Asking for food is different than asking for money. Because money... because whenever you ask for money, you come in and you get some bullshit story about having to catch a bus or something.
Pay for gas. My car's out of gas.
Exactly. Like, you get that all the time. And you know there's a 98% chance that they're not using it for what they say they're using it for. But when they come in and ask for food, it's a lot different. So you can balance out being empathetic with their situation with not feeling like you're getting taken advantage of.
Yeah, I never give out money.
Especially if it's not your food that you're giving
Those people on the side of the road, like, that's been taken off around here. I see that all the time now. People with cardboard signs.
Yeah, saying, like, will work for food, but I do have a can that you just give me.
By work for food, I mean stand here.
Yeah.
And
it's a job.
And like if I go to Walmart on Tusk, I always see people in the parking lot like, hey man, my car's out of gas and my kids are in there. Can you give me $2?
Like, how do you get in that situation, man?
I've had people come in like and ask if they could have like any leftovers and stuff, and it's hard to say like no to someone like that. I feel like. Yeah,
I mean, why not give it to them? I mean, I understand like making them food. It's like my friend Kyle and I were talking about it, and he's very unempathetic. Like, he's a very calculating kind of guy. He's like not very empathetic, but he did say when we were talking about this kind of thing, and I'm saying like balancing out whether they are trying to rip you off and not feeling like you're not doing anything. Like, you feel like you maybe want to help the person. He's like, yeah, I was like at a stoplight and someone came over and said that. It's like, I gave him a can of Dr. Pepper that was in the back of my car. I was like, you know what? It's like they asked him for money. It's like, yeah, here's Dr. Pepper. Like, if you don't like the Dr. Pepper, then you shouldn't even be asking for money. Like, if you're that fucking needy, then you can't complain about a Dr. Pepper. Because, like, I gave you something. Like, I didn't just ignore you. I treated you like a human being. To some extent.
Yeah. It's like if you're asking for money, like, I'm not going to give you money. I'll go in here and I'm going to go in Subway and buy a sandwich. I'll buy you one. And he's like, oh, no, I could just use the money because I'm hungry.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't know about that.
You could literally go into, like, a Quiznos, if they're still around, and get, like, from the condiment section, get a bunch of peppers and pickles and shit, and get food if you actually were that hungry.
Yeah, it's hard to, like, really tell if someone's being honest.
I do have kind of a story about that. They're, like, and what I noticed is that it's worse whenever you're actually working and someone comes up to you and asks you for money. Like, I'm fucking doing a job here, okay? Like, I'm earning money and you come up and ask for free money? What the fuck? So I'm going out of the store on a delivery. This kid who's probably, like, early 20s, probably the most, comes riding up on a bike. He's like, yo, I'm from California, man, and my I don't know if it was wife or my girl and my kid are, like, down at the motel, man, and we just need money for food or something. And I'm like, sorry, man. Like, I always get weird in that situation because I actually want to say, I want to break it down and go, look, dude, what the fuck is going on in your life that you fucked up this bad that you actually have to ask strangers for fucking money? But it's like, what's the point? So in my head, I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, it's like, they know you're lying.
Yeah.
But
I assume they're lying. Like, maybe he wasn't, but I'm still like, why do you assume that I'm the unempathetic, or why do you assume that I'm the empathetic one?
It's like, you're lying here, I'm lying here. Let's just move on. Let's just try someone else.
Yeah. Oh God. So yeah, he says that. I'm like, yeah, sorry, man. Like, just my regular response. I get in my car. It's like, oh, come on, you know, whatever, to kind of just get.
Oh, he won't drop it.
Yeah, kind of. I'm like, sorry, man. So he's like, I can't remember exactly what he said because it was like a year ago. It was like, oh, whatever, man, fuck this, fuck you, or something like that. And he kind of just rides off. It's like he's insulted that he can't get something for free. It's like, well, why? What the fuck? Just because you couldn't fucking like, if his story is true, just because you didn't know how to either not have sex, like, or have sex wisely, or use contraceptives. It's someone else's fault? Like, what the fuck are you doing here if you're from California anyway? He specifically said that. Whatever, man.
This very similar, like, funny, like, beggar story. I was coming down, the Taco Bell in North Canton. I was by there.
The new one?
Yeah. There was literally a guy standing on that corner with a sign that said, like, need help to feed my family. And the sign for the Taco Bell, straight above him, it said, now hiring all positions. So you cannot fucking stand under a sign that says, we're hiring and ask for money.
Yeah, it's like you just take a fucking widescreen vertical photograph of those two together, and it's just the perfect meme.
It's like, you fucking imbecile. Are you serious? It's like, I don't understand. Like,
yeah.
I've been out of work. You go to the temp service, they send you to a fucking shit-ass factory job, and you just work.
Yeah,
It's not that hard.
Yeah, people complain about how, like, people that are on the socialized side of how government should be run that want more welfare and shit like that, they complain like, oh, needy people need these things. The government needs to do something to help them because charity isn't enough and blah, blah, blah. Like, those programs do exist. They are fucking there. They might not be the best run, because if it's going to be government run, most likely it's going to be run kind of like shit and by people that probably have a bad disposition. But still, like, if you cleaned yourself up, if you panhandle, from what I understand, you can make money doing that.
Yeah.
If you actually wanted to not do that anymore, you could clean your fucking self up. Unless you're, like, on some hardcore drugs or some shit like that. But you can clean yourself up and go to a temp service or go to like the city government building and see what can be done. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It might be a little bit harder than what I'm making it out to be, but it still is something. A lot of these people just would rather panhandle.
Yeah.
Under signs that make their panhandling seem very ironic.
I've been on food stamps before when I was out of work.
Mm-hmm. And
then I went to the temp service, got a shit-ass job, got off food stamps until I found something better.
Yeah.
The government helped me for like 2 months and I needed it.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, those services are, like, whether you need them or not, it's still taking tax money out of your pocket as someone who works. So saying that I'm going to boycott them even whenever I could use them is... It's like an ideological stance that is...
Stacy has a half-sister that she claims that she has a mental disorder, so she somehow finagled her way on the disability.
Yeah.
So now she doesn't work. She just gets non-working disability checks and food stamps. And that's
That's
it.
her life?
Yeah.
Does she have kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're shit. Like, I think they're in jail now.
Oh, okay, that they're old enough to be.
Yeah. You could work. You could work, but you'd rather, like, either have an illness, like, that's maybe there to defeat you, or just rather have a fake illness that you use as, like, crutch.
Show's getting too serious.
We had fucking mentally retarded kids come and work at our store to fold boxes, and they made money.
Yeah, I fucking used to, at the first Pizza Hut I worked at, there was a kid with Down syndrome. I think he was like, his late 20s, like he was older than me. But they would like come in and do dishes, or he'd go outside and like hold a sandwich board or something.
Yeah.
And it's like he lived with his parents, but he was still like, I don't know like if he was like, I want to work, or they're like, go out into the world and meet people, get a job or something. And but you have, like, fully intellectually capable people that are just fucking completely lazy.
Yeah.
And they have lazy, incarcerated children. So this whole cycle of bullshit, man.
I really wish I could remember the story of what happened at the y'all bullshitting.
All I remember is that you were telling me a story about someone calling in, and I'm assuming that they wanted something for free or they had some complaint, and then you were explaining like what you could and couldn't do, and he claimed that you were bullshitting. Like you, as representing the company, being y'all, were bullshitting.
It sounds like I've dealt with that like situation on so many different like times and with different people. It's kind of like all blurred into one. Like
it's a giant ocean of. It's a massive shit. Yeah, so like you don't remember that. Me too. I don't remember what.
It's just fucking got pumped into the septic tank with all the rest of the fucking conversations I've had with these people.
I just remember how you did the like how you pantomimed his voice, and then I do have a recording of whenever we used to play music together. I have a recording where you're doing it on. So I'm gonna cut that in somewhere. Oh. Probably to the opening theme or something.
Yeah, I just assume it was.
So you'll hear that and you might remember It'll bring something back.
I just assumed it was someone trying to fucking want something for free and... What, John, you ain't gonna give me a free pizza? Yeah. No, sorry, I mean, we could make you another one, but we can't give you your money back or anything. I can't get my money back? No, I just thought we just don't give, cash out back. And you're like, I give you a credit. I want my money back. I was like, we can't do that. Y'all bullshit.
Yeah, that's like what I picture in my head. And that is the conversation that was going on whenever that manager yelled at that woman. Like she kept pushing it and he kept telling her, we can't refund your money. So he just...
Why is that such a hard line for pizza shops? I've everyone I went to, they're like, we don't give cash back. We can give you a store credit or remake it for you.
Do restaurants do that in general, though? Like, I've never been the asshole that goes in.
Me either.
It's like, oh, I ordered the wrong dish, so instead of you bringing me the right one, I want my money back.
I've only complained about food once, and it was to a Pizza Hut, because I ordered, mild wings, and they gave me, burning hot.
Yeah.
I was like, I literally cannot eat these right now. My mouth is, on fire. Like, can I just please have, some other ones? And, you can keep those. I was like, it's pointless for me to keep these ones. I was like, I don't want these ones, please. I was like, I've never done this. I don't want...
Please take them back.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference between someone who calls in and they're like, I'm not sure what happened, but I got the wrong food and whatever you can do. I just want the right thing. You're like, after dealing with so many people that do the exact opposite, you're like, we'll give you whatever you want.
Yeah.
We'll remake your food, we'll send it back out. Because it's a stark comparison to the guy. It's like, yo, asshole, sent me the wrong food. What the fuck? I want my money back, I want free food, and I want a discount.
There's some people's complaints are so, shitty.
Dude, do you remember this lady? I specifically remember this while you were talking. This lady ordered a sheet pizza, giant sheet pizza.
Oh my god.
And I took it there. You made it. I took it there. Something was wrong with it. I don't know if I fucked it up en route or if she was just lying or something like that. I come back and you're like, I had to remake that woman's pizza. Or I'm going to have to remake that woman's pizza. I was like, what happened? I don't know. I'm going to fuck it up. But you fucking took pepperoni, threw them on the floor, and stepped on them.
I didn't say this. I still have a job at a pizza place. I get fired.
This is the old you.
This is something that I probably would have done out of anger.
Sorry, I'm getting confused with what I wish you had done. I'm sorry. This is an imaginary.
Yeah.
This is a fantasy of mine. Yeah.
I said I really had wanted to do what now? What did I really have wanted to do?
I'm pretty sure you threw the pepperoni to the floor, in my mind.
Okay.
Stepped on them and then made her pizza. It was individually.
It's like you cannot, see, I don't do that. I would never do that. Because... the only reason that I would think that I would want to do that, if I ever wanted to, you would have to be, the most epic of, cunts.
Yeah, disrespectful.
You can't call... I remember this one time this woman called, she ordered a salad, and she got it. And she called back and complained about something with the tomatoes. And I was like, well... I could remake it, but our tomatoes are the same. It's going to be the same if we don't have more than one type of tomato. She's swearing, fuck you, this is fucking bullshit, I've ordered fucking salads from there 10,000 times, this is different. She's like, I want a fucking new one, I don't care. I was like, alright. So, after being berated for 45 minutes, I really wanted to, like, fill my mouth with tomatoes and just, like, punch my cheeks and shoot the tomatoes onto the salad. I really wanted to do that and then give it to her.
I think you did do that.
I didn't. I would never do that. I might have wanted to do that.
I think you might have wanted to do it to the point that you actually did do it.
You can't prove that in the court of law. This is fictional stories.
It's a podcast court of law.
When you brought the sheet pizza thing, though, I did remember. I thought I didn't know you. I don't know if you were there in the order. This lady ordered a sheet pizza. She ordered a sheet pizza, and the things are fucking massive, man.
Oh god, I think I know. What
and she's like a small lady.
Yeah,
she orders like 2 liters. And I was like, oh, do you need help carrying that to your car? She's like, oh, no, I it's like one of these fucking women who, like, think they can, I was like, don't feel bad, we'll help you. She's like, no, I got it. She's like fucking finagling a sheet pizza with one arm,
totally
2 liters in another arm, and she's like wrestling them out the door. She's like pushing the door open with her ass. And our car is parked straight in front of the door, so the hood's like at the door. So she's like, turns out of the door with her ass. The wind blows and catches the sheet pizza. She fucking drops the 2 liters, tries to catch the sheet pizza, slaps it. It goes upside down, opens, and just fucking hits the hood of her car and slides off the hood onto the sidewalk.
The actual pizza?
Yeah. The pizza, like, oily, greasy, saucy streaks down the front of her minivan. She looks at me. I duck behind the counter as fast as I can because I'm fucking dying back here. I, like, peek up above the counter to only see her put the car in reverse. Like, more pizza slide off her hood, and she just drives away with the fucking pizza box and 2 liters busted on the sidewalk.
Oh, shit.
I didn't know who was there with me, but I stood up and turned around. I was like, I was hiding. I didn't want to remake that pizza. It's still like, I offered to help.
Yeah.
It was like the most comical, slow motion, like, sitcom thing. Like, I just saw it, like, the box flipped and opened, like, at the same time. Like a bird trying to like, fly away.
It's like the top half went up from the wind, the bottom half she tries to catch it the wrong way, so the fulcrum, the other side of the fulcrum gets hit, so it spins upside down.
And this, like, fucking openly lands on her car, and it's just like, it's fucking everywhere.
I did not see it, but I don't know if I was there, but I remember you telling me about it. I think I might have been, if I was there, I was in the back and I didn't see it, but I definitely
hid, like, behind the counter. I was like, oh, I don't want her to know that, like, I saw it happen, because I don't want her to come back and hear, like, can you make me another one?
Right. So she sees the mess. She looks in, doesn't see anyone. It's like, I can probably get away with leaving this here. So it just becomes the onus on her.
I was totally okay with going out there and cleaning it up because I had got, like, a really good story out of it, and I didn't have to remake it.
Did she take the 2 liters?
I remember one, I don't know if she picked up one, but I definitely remember there was one busted on the ground. Like, there was just, like, soda everywhere.
I was going to say it would be better if she had left them there, because that was during the days whenever the Pepsi bill wasn't being paid, so you'd go, like, half a week with an empty Pepsi cooler. Because they were eventually forcing him to pay out of the register. They didn't take him on credit anymore.
I got in so much trouble with the Pepsi guy and the owner once, because it was when, this was the first few times they stopped giving us soda because we weren't paying the bill, and then the owner caught the bill up, so he's like, alright, you're gonna make a Pepsi order and you'll be getting a delivery. I fucking ordered like $1,000 worth of 2 liters. They had them fucking stacked up the walls. And then like, he's like, what did you do? I'm like, we're not getting any more, right? You're not gonna pay the bill.
You did it to preemptively?
He's like, they're gonna expire. I was like, nah, it'll be alright. Well, I had to resort to the worst tactics of, like, managing with this fucking guy. Like, paying checks out of the register, like, ordering $1,000 worth of sodas.
Oh, God.
That place was a comedy goldmine.
I remember the one line you had whenever we finally... the coolers were completely empty, but they'd been pretty bare for a while. We eventually got a Pepsi order, and we were like putting this shit away. It's like, finally, it looks like we have some product.
It was a fucking embarrassment, man. I'm surprised that store made it. Like, it's lucky, like, the dude that bought it did when he did.
Yeah. So it's like stocks. You fucking sell high, buy low.
There was a time that dude chased Joe Bender, like, from his delivery all the way to the store.
What?
I don't. I told the story to so many people. Like,
For some reason, I was thinking of on
you know how
foot,
like
but clearly
the
not.
the side streets that go back are like
Yeah.
25 residential.
Yeah.
Like, I guess. Well, what happened? I was like at the front counter dealing with a customer, and they walk out. All of a sudden, I see Joe Binder with a fucking like his delivery bags, like fucking sprinting, like whips the door open, runs in. He standing behind me, like behind, looking over my shoulder. He's like, Ryan, I gotta tell you something. Like before he could get the fucking words out, this big fucking meathead comes storming through the like whips the door open. He's like, you! And like points at Joe, and he's like grabbing me behind like I'm a fucking shield. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Joe's like Joe's like like fucking panicking from behind me. And this guy's like fucking screaming at the top of his voice, pointing at. I'm like, it's all like chill out. Like what? He's like, this fucking asshole's going 45 through residential, almost hit my kid, and then he ran away like a bitch. And Joe's like, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Like he's like on the verge of tears. Like he's scared. He is scared for his like. He's like, I chased this son of a bitch on foot all the way here.
What?
He's like, I'm gonna kick his ass.
The Binder was in his car, right?
Yeah, Joe's driving, and this fucking guy's like chasing his car down on foot, like from I don't know how far away. He's like, I live not that far from here. Yeah, I have my kids around here all the time. This asshole's gonna run him over one of these days. It's not the first time I've seen him speeding.
Oh,
I'm like, well,
I believe him.
I'm like, all right, well, what do you got to say for yourself, Joe? He's like, I wasn't speeding. He's lying.
Your aegis just goes away completely. Like, well, what do you think, Joe? What do you have to say for yourself?
I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, this guy's like, he literally would have fucking killed him if he could get his hands on him.
And you just said nothing?
I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm gonna, like, you just, I'll have a talk with him. He won't do it again. He's like, this is bullshit. I was like, I think he just, like, finally left, like, out of, like, my, like, I just didn't care. He could tell, like, I didn't really care. It was like, he was like, nothing's gonna happen. He just, like, stormed out. That guy, Joe would tell me that guy would, like, flip him off and, like, scream at him, like, anytime he drive past his house.
After that?
Yeah. Joe was so fucking scared of that dude. I thought he was gonna die that day.
Oh, man.
Just the sight of, like, Joe running for his life, and then another guy coming in, like, right behind him, like, fucking, like, stomping, like, behind him.
Holy shit, dude. This town's like a Three Stooges short film.
Poor Joe.
Oh, God. Yeah, I
And
saw
his
him
wife.
a couple months ago. I don't know. Yeah, he was at I don't know if that wasn't his house, but I didn't see her. Didn't you tell me something happened with her? The beatus take her out?
I don't know, man. That chick was
She's the most abominable person I think I've ever seen.
Her, like, she had that white tank top on all the time with that, like, baby blue mini skirt. Coming in and asking if she can have a stack of pepperonis. Not pepperoni.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Pepperonis.
Those are her words, not yours. That's her pluralization. Double pluralization.
I was like, no, I'm not going to give you pepperoni. She's like, well, Seth always used to give them to me.
I killed Seth. He's in the
He
crawl
is now
space
in the
under
pepperoni.
Yeah.
This is back in the MySpace days. I was friends with Joe, and she posted something on his MySpace about how he's a piece of shit and going off on, yeah. And I was like, I said something like, damn, Joe, you could do better than that. And
Yeah.
it's like, she's like, this ain't any of your fucking business. Oh, post it on social media and then yell at someone when they make a comment?
Yeah.
She was full on stupid. Fucking Joe. He told me
He's a weird guy.
He told me that she was mad at him because he wanted to wear his work uniform to get married in. And she wouldn't let him. He's like, wouldn't it be funny if I got married in my uniform?
Sure. I mean, taking her anger about it seriously isn't the problem. It's his mental state that would make him think that he's in any position to have irony about that.
He was being serious.
I know. But I mean, like, But he thinks it would be funny to do it. But the problem is there's another layer there which makes it too sad to be funny.
It was pretty much... I don't think I laughed at him. I was just like... I think I was just in... shock that someone was so stupid. I didn't even laugh. I was just like, well, yeah, she's... Who would want that?
Yeah, she's actually the same.
I don't even
in
think
situation.
like someone who like owned 100, like if the owner of the franchise name wouldn't even do that.
Yeah.
Some fucking delivery boy that makes like shit money. Why would he want to fucking get like? Why is he representing the company? Like,
yeah, that's not gonna. As funny as it is right now, in a year or so more, it's not gonna be funny anymore. Because either you're still working there, or you just have a completely different job.
Did you say you saw him recently?
Yeah, sometime during the winter. It was like kind of around the neighborhood where that guy would have been, actually.
They're a couple now.
Oh God. They're a couple. If we put our differences aside.
He was a specimen.
Yep.
He came in from a delivery once and told me and Chad that his car was making a weird noise every time he turned the steering wheel and he couldn't figure out why. He's probably going to have to like take it to the repair shop. And one of us said, did you put steering fluid in it? And he said, I don't know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that exists. Or something like he didn't know that there was such a thing you had to do. We went out there and looked in his steering fluid thing. It was like completely dry.
It's bone dry.
It's like someone fucking wiped it out with like a cloth. It was like completely clean and dry.
So he's turning and it's like...
That's Joe. He was cashing out a customer once at the front counter. I don't know if you
He was
remember.
allowed in the register?
I don't know if you remember this, but he used to stick his tongue out a lot, like when he would like think.
No, I don't remember.
Or like a flip a lot, like he'd flip his tongue. And it's like a nervous tick he couldn't control.
Yeah.
So he's like counting this woman's change out, and they're like this far apart, like face to face, and he starts like flipping his tongue. She has like this most repulsed look on her face. I'm like, don't ever let Joe at the counter again. Like Joe was like,
It used to be in the stock room.
he was pretty much like an unpresentable person as is. You have someone that looks like him flipping his tongue at you. Pretty sure it takes your appetite away.
It's not the kind of person that would be doing it on purpose just to get a reaction out of someone, like Impractical Joker style.
You know,
No.
It would only be conceived as someone.
No.
If someone was funny enough, they could do it. Maybe like #Jones.
#Jones. The problem is if he did it, he'd be taking that woman home.
Very,
She
very
couldn't
true.
resist.
You'd have to be seeing what he's dealing with.
He would show you a picture, and what would he say? What was that douchebag line? It's like, look what I'm dealing with. Was
Yeah.
that it? Oh God.
He like always has to show a picture of like his like conquests
You
and
should start saying it's like, ugh. Like, just make his eyes like, oh no,
deal with him.
dog. Start barking when he shows you pictures.
Woof.
Yep.
I want to record. I have to get some footage of this man. His personality, he definitely would be okay with performing in front of a camera. So you would think he was being like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a hit on YouTube. #Jones is trending worldwide. I'm a celebrity.
he wouldn't even think that you're doing it to laugh at him.
No.
He just couldn't imagine. Oh, that's great.
What can you do?
You can film it. Let me see it. So I want to make fun of him.
That's what we all want to do in
I want to
life.
make fun of that old boy. It's the ghosts.
Oh,
The spooks.
that's racist.
I got a collection of spooks in the attic.
Shit.
We make chitlins every Tuesday.
I almost had not to take a drink. I would have spit it out everywhere.
You're gonna come back for Pig's Feet Thursday?
Ugh.
What?
Who would fucking eat the feet of an animal that's standing in its own shit all day?
People who were enslaved for a period of time and didn't really have much of a choice.
That's not happening now, though.
It's that is the problem, isn't it? It became part of the culture a little too much.
Yeah.
Soul food.
Why is that? What culture? Why is that only for? I'm assuming you're saying that's only for black people to eat. Why can't I eat?
You can. I'm just saying it's like it comes out of that culture essentially, and it makes you racist if you don't enjoy it. I think that's how it works.
Gotcha.
Because you have to be all accepting of the rainbow.
Did you hear they're doing Women's History Month now?
Don't.
It's not the same month as Breast Cancer Awareness either, so they have 2 months.
This is going to be the only show where I don't talk about feminism.
Okay.
So don't even bring it up.
I'm not talking about that. It was more along the lines of everyone wants their own.
Yeah, of course.
Like, everyone wants to be different and their own special privileges and recognition, but they also want to be the same. Like, they want equality, but we're different.
That's my problem with feminism. They want, it's a quote that I heard last night. They don't want equality. They want equal results. Like, they want to be treated the same, even though that's impossible.
It's not women, though. It's like everyone.
I know, that's the problem with it. It's not really a movement that has anything to do with women specifically. It's like a human problem.
I want equality. I want equality, Brian.
What, you do want equality?
Yeah. It's never going to happen.
We have equality under the law, except for the whole thing where not only do more men go to prison than women, but more non-white men go to prison more than white men.
There's not even the same rights for every human in every state yet.
Yeah, there's still some. How many states can you, are still in the books where you can commit sodomy?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping track. I had to check my journal at home.
Yeah. It's a high number. Yeah, so there's going to be, is that an actual thing?
That's what I heard.
It's
And
not
then there's like...
You didn't click the link to make sure it's not a fucking fake headline?
It probably could have been.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It is stupid enough to be true.
I would believe it, though. Yeah.
Everyone gets their own fucking week and month, and every fucking cause has their own time period.
You know, every minute of every day of your life is your own time. You don't need a month dedicated to some group that you identify with.
Why does it have to be, like, a Black History Month? Why isn't that just part of history,
I know.
period? Like, why separate it?
If
you're separating it,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
not equality.
Exactly.
It should just be taught all the time with everything else.
Yeah. It's an important part of American history.
But make a certain time for it.
Yeah, it's a little stupid.
I specifically remember in high school, Black History Month, we had a rally, which I don't think was the best name for it.
Yeah,
but
right.
We had a Black History Month rally, and like we had
Featuring
like
Farrakhan.
featuring student performances, which just turned out to be a bunch of local black teen rappers getting on stage and chanting Black Power and
They
stuff.
went to the school, though, right?
Yeah.
They didn't, yeah.
It was in the school auditorium, and like pretty much, I'd say 75% of the time was like dudes chanting Black Power.
Yeah,
like, and it was like an audience full of white people who were obviously very uncomfortable with the situation.
Yeah, that's like social segregation when you're pointing yourself out. You're pointing out differences just because they're differences.
I don't know how to handle this situation. When people talk about it, I get very uncomfortable.
At least you can be automatically like, what the fuck? Because of you're not black. But like I have this weird mixture of shit in me. So what do? Like I look like a phony on all sides. It's like why isn't that black kid joining in? And then the black kid's like I'm glad he's not joining in. He's white. What do?
You sit there and take it.
Yeah. Where's my rally?
You need to have like a. Where's the mixed race month? Mixed race history month.
Yeah, are we still that much in the dark ages that there's still mixed race month?
What month should that be? I'm thinking like probably spring. There's no, isn't it?
It's like May, whenever the cool is starting to change into the warm.
Yeah, it's like a mix.
Yeah.
We should start that movement. Hashtag race.
Hashtag Jones.
Hashtag
slash. Can you put a slash in a hashtag?
Hashtag. I think hashtag Jones would be a part of that movement. He would support that. Hashtag
Anything for popularity.
Mixed Race Awareness Month.
Slash Jones. He'll be our comedic spokesman.
Why do I have to press one for English?
What?
Why?
I don't think that's normal anymore. Though the only one I really deal with anymore, any automated service, is UPS, which is the worst. But it's like automatic. It just says.
Well, UPS is like a worldwide service, so that would make sense, right?
I guess, but it only says in Spanish. It says like press 9 for
Espanol.
Right. It doesn't say like if you're English, press 1 for English. But
if you're German, press 2 now.
It's not even in German; it's just the accent.
I would press 2 if it was just like that phony accent, like reading the rest of the options.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not that?
Would you like to reschedule the pickup?
We'll send Arnold. You're not even German.
It's close.
Germany and Austria is the same, right?
It's the same thing if you take that line out from in between them.
Yeah. We've touched on a lot of things today.
We're out of material.
Well, I'm never out of material.
I know. You fucking have a pretty good memory for all these ridiculous things that happen when you're at work.
There is so many more. Like, I can remember them better when I'm there. Like, swimming in the cesspool. They're, like, pounding me in the face. The stories come to me.
Do you take your tablet to work with you?
No.
You have your phone,
Anything
right?
that goes into that fucking place gets covered with some weird film.